Welcome back to Breakfast Central, and now let's get into the world of sports with my not favorite person in the world, Udoka Njoku. I'm excited, because we're a couple of days away from Manchester United's game, so you can't be bringing that up again.
When trouble sleeps,
Yanga wakes it up.
you understand?
Udoka, on Monday we had a conversation about Manchester United, and I was like, Udoka is not here to really have his day.
It's fine, Oliver. I'm always here to give Asaragi what he deserves. There are two Manchesters in England. One is on top of the table and one is at the bottom of the table.
Oh my God.
So it's fine.
No, when we beat Liverpool this weekend and Rashford scores a hat-trick and other things just happening in our favor.
When you beat Liverpool. Okay. But then, once again, good morning, Oliver, and good morning, Asaragi.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doka. Let's go ahead.
Well, a lot of things happening in the world of sports, starting off with the Kenyan League, and it is the fate of 10 Gor Mahia players who were suspended by the club for missing training. Their fate will be known today, Wednesday. And the 19-time champions, who appointed Irishman Jonathan McKinstry as their head coach, will resume training after taking a break for the general elections ahead of the new season, which starts on the 10th of September. The suspended players are George Odiambo, Dennis Nganga, Boniface Omondi, Alpha Onyango. There's also Sydney Ochieng, Ernest Wendo, Benton Omala, John Ochieng, and Austin Odiambo. A number of players from the youth team have been integrated to the senior team. And the team is expected to continue with its preseason training in Nairobi, but they are still serving a FIFA transfer ban for failing to pay salary arrears to their former players. The ban ends in January. Gor Mahia will launch their title campaign in the new season against Ulinzi next month at the Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi. Still talking football in Kenya. Football Kenya Federation Management Committee has protested the decision by Sports Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed to extend for another 2 months the term of the FKF Transition Committee. The extension of the tenure of the 11-member Transition Committee headed by General Maurice Oyugi and the 7-member secretarial led by journalist Linda Ogutu took effect on Tuesday. Their term in office ended on Sunday, the 14th of August, and the CS's decision is seen as a way of ensuring there is no vacuum in the running of sports in the country. But through its chairman, Robert Macharia, the FKF Management Committee said the CS's decision was in bad taste for Kenyan football and that they would do everything possible to take over the running of the sports in the country. They went on to say that they plan to meet to deliberate on the way forward, challenging the CS's decision before the Sports Disputes Tribunal and asking their members to boycott leagues organized by the Transition Committee, as some of the actions Macharia said were on the table. And going straight to Egypt now, Al Ahly are reportedly in the process of sacking Peter Mosemane's successor barely 2 months after appointing him as head coach. Ricardo Suarez's days at Al Ahly are numbered after his tenure was deemed unsatisfactory by the management. Suarez joined Al Ahly on a 2-year deal on the 1st of July, and he has only been in charge for 12 competitive games for the Red Devils. The 47-year-old Portuguese mentor has steered Al Ahly to 7 wins and 3 draws, while he suffered just 2 defeats. One of those defeats came in the Egyptian Cup final against arch rivals Zamalek. Now, the fixture, Mosemane never lost during his 2-year stint with Al Ahly. And going straight to the African club competitions now, the likes of CAF Champions League and, of course, the African Super League. Now, Kaizer Chiefs official Jessica Matwang has said that forcing clubs wishing to participate in men's continental competitions in Africa to have a women's team will boost the development of the women's game. Now, the Confederation of African Football decided to change its rules in 2021, but some clubs have left it late to make a decision on how to add a women's side to their roster as new regulations came into force for the 2022-2023 campaign. South African outfit Kaizer Chiefs are not competing in the continental competition this season, but are now trying to create a women's team regardless. The draws for the African Champions League and the second-tier CAF Confederation Cup took place last week, but were eventually overshadowed by the launch of the new Africa Super Cup, a Super League, which is scheduled to begin in the 2023-2024 season. And to tennis, Naomi Osaka returned to action at the Cincinnati Open a week after retiring from her last game with a back injury. But the 4-time Grand Slam champion was unable to end a worrying slump in form, losing 6-4, 7-5 to China's world number 44, Zhang Shuai. Now, Osaka, who is 24, has lost 5 of her past 7 matches since being beaten by Iga Swiatek in the final of the Miami Open. Japan's 2018 and 2020 US Open champion is at 39th in the world with the final Grand Slam of the year starting on the 29th of August. Now, Osaka's fall in the world rankings has followed a run that has seen her fail to make it past the second round in any of the 5 tournaments she has played in since that run to the final in Miami in April. And for Olive, of course, you heard what CAF is doing with women's football, trying to improve on women's football, because if you're going to play in the Africa Super League, your team must have a women's team before you can actually be registered to feature in that one. And it's a great plus for women football in Africa.
Very, very exciting. I mean, for representation, women are doing a lot when it comes to sports. We're talking about the other day in South Africa when the President Cyril Ramaphosa was talking about National Women's Day in South Africa. And one of the things he mentioned was the fact that women were not being adequately remunerated in comparison to men. Of course, there's the argument of which club is bringing what, but it's important if we're going to achieve the gender equality everyone so speaks so passionately. Well, not everybody. Lots of people passionately speak about. We must make provision for women, and policies like these will ensure that women are included. So yes, I'm certainly excited about that.
Very, very
All
true.
Right. And also, Udoka, what do you think about Osaka? I mean, what would you say might be going on with her?
Oh, well, she, for a couple of months now, she's been going through a bit of mental issues. She actually came out to the media to say that she didn't want to talk to the press.
She didn't want to grant interviews, right?
Exactly. So getting back to the world of tennis now, I think she should just take a break for a while. I mean, you have a lot of competitions in front of you, so take time out, recover from the injuries, then gradually come back into the game. We've seen the likes of Roger Federer do this. There's also Rafael Nadal, who actually took a break from tennis because of his continuous injury problems. And coming back, you see how he has become better than what we used to know Rafael Nadal for. So for Naomi Osaka, I think she just needs to take time out from the game of tennis and come back stronger.
I mean, she's put up a really strong fight over ever since she came to limelight, she's become everybody's sweetheart. But when she started to turn down interviews, there was a lot of backlash against her. I mean, there are people who were saying that these are the people that are making you, these are the people that are paying your salary, you should at least talk to them. But then she's advocating for mental health. And I totally support you. She should take a break.
Yeah.
I think lately she also spoke about, bearing the cost of being the breadwinner of the family. Was she the one who put out a statement like that?
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure I saw that.
I can't remember.
Funny thing is, when it comes to female tennis, it is not as direct as we have for the male tennis. Like when you talk about the top 3, you mentioned the likes of Dani Medvedev, there's also Novak Djokovic, there's Rafael Nadal. But for the female side, it's quite difficult for you to really stick to one. But Iga Swiatek is currently the world #1 playing tennis in the female category. For the likes of Naomi Osaka, there's also Ons Jabeur. A lot of them, it takes time because it's quite competitive over there. And that's why I also support the fact that Serena Williams decides to retire very, very soon, because it's quite unlikely that she'll get back to the top shape that we used to know Serena Williams for. But for Naomi Osaka, take time off, recover fully from your injuries and the mental situation, and she'll do better.
Absolutely, I agree. Thank you very much, Udoka Njoku.
Thank you very much.
And looking forward to seeing you again.
Very soon, after the Manchester United match.
As always.
All right.